For you remember, brothers, our labor and toil, and we work night and day. We might not be a burden so that we may not be a burden to any of you, while we proclaim to you the gospel of God. You are witnesses, and God also, how holy and righteous and blameless was our conduct toward you believers. Now, I shared last week that when Paul was in Thessalonica, he did not want to be a burden financially. He didn't ask them to support him, although he could have. Instead, his team of men that were with him, they probably worked 16-hour days to make ends meet and to also provide the word and share the word. What they had is what I call tremendous work ethic. I'm kind of a stickler about work ethic. It's something that I really pride myself in, if you will, in a good way, that I think it's important to work hard. I don't really care for laziness. Yesterday I was coaching my son's rec basketball team, 5th and 6th graders, and there's 10 of them, and these young boys are very impressionable, and I saw throughout the game, we were winning the game and got about into the second half, and noticed that they were sort of dogging it, as I like to say. They weren't trying as hard as they should have been trying. And so I called the timeout, and I hauled them up, and I got down on my knee, and I looked up at them, and I said, boys, I got one rule. We work hard. If you're not going to work hard, you're not going to play. And then I'm going to go out into the game. Boy, we got 3 quick steals after that. They worked really, really hard because they understood that was the message I was sending. I wanted them to work hard. I wanted them to give their very best. Growing up, I shared a room with my brother. My brother is 6 years younger than me. And so when my mom would say, boys, clean your room, I just went, oh, because I knew, all right, if my brother's 6 years old, I'm 12, he ain't going to clean the room. I'm going to clean the room. I'm going to do all the work, you know. My mom would say, oh, take your brother and go do some chores. Seriously, Mom. He's just going to mess around and mess it up. How about every once in a while you say, take your dad, man. You know, take your dad with you, because I know he'll work hard, right? He'll do it right. You don't want to work with someone that doesn't work hard. You ever had that situation before? You get paired up with someone, or you work with someone, they just don't give the effort. Oh, I remember one time, on a positive note, I had a treadmill in our basement in a house we used to live in. And this treadmill was heavy. Matter of fact, we still have it. It's heavy. It's awkward. It's difficult. But we had to get it up the stairs. And our stairs had a 90-degree angle. You got one of those steps, you know? And then the basement was kind of finished off. And so, I couldn't even get a reclining chair down there. That's how tight it was, right? So now I got to get this treadmill up, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm never going to get this on my own. There's no possible way. So I called my friend Steve. And Steve Elliott, he is a bull, man. He is strong, all right? But he's good looking too. He'll tell you he likes to use cucumbers on his eyes and something. He's a jokester, you know. But I knew if I called Steve, man, he was going to help me get this thing up. And we got, after a half an hour of struggling, sweat just pouring off of us, we got that treadmill up there. But I was thankful for my brother in the Lord. I knew he could do it. When you need someone, a brother in the Lord, you need someone that can pull their own weight, you call them. You're thankful that they're there to do the job with you. Paul is the author of Thessalonians. And a lot of times we think Paul acted alone, but he didn't. He didn't. He had a ministry team with him all the time. He had people like Timothy and Silvanus and Apollos. And they worked, it says in this passage, night and day. They worked really, really hard to get this gospel to these people. And they were spiritual brothers. I'm thankful when people come together to help out. Ever since we got this building, it's been nonstop, different people helping out, chipping in, doing what they can do, fulfilling a role. It's really great. I love it. But we need more. It's not just about this building. This building is here to be warm and inviting and functional. Oh, almost 100% functional today, right? Little plumbing problem, but we can work through that. But the whole purpose is so that we can share the gospel, that we can get the truth to people. There are so many people in our community that are completely Bible illiterate. They don't read their Bible. They've probably been going to church their whole life and they don't know the Bible. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. That's the epidemic that we have. We have a problem. We need people to know the truth so they can be transformed into new creations in Christ. And you know what? It's going to take work. You're going to get dirty because ministry is messy. When you start to invest in people's lives and you start to share the gospel with them, you're going to realize that there's a lot of brokenness out there. But you got to work through that. And it's hard work, but it's worth it. It's worth it if we keep investing. So I'm asking you today, we need more spiritual brothers and sisters. We need more workers. As Jesus said, right? The harvest, right? It's plentiful. The laborers are few. We need spiritual brothers. I'm asking you, will you be a spiritual brother, a spiritual sister? Labor with us to get the gospel out into this community. It's important. It's critical. It changes lives. We need to do it together.